Hello, everyone. I would like to share a little bit about the grievance procedure today for those who are incarcerated. A lot of people don't understand what you can and cannot do. Everything is pretty much grievable. The state won't admit to that or tell you that. Um, if the inmate is being violated in any way, like lack of medical, harassed by an officer, put in the hole wrongfully, they have the right to file a grievance. The first step the inmate has to do is ask the officer for an informal complaint. He will fill out that informal complaint, send it in a kite. That will go to the person that would be over whatever area of where the inmate is being violated. If he has a problem with medical, it would go to the medical director. They have 14 days to respond to that. If he or she does not hear within that 14 days, he needs to file a grievance and put the same stuff in the grievance. The grievance will go to the institutional inspector at that institution. They'll review it, and if they don't respond back to you in the same amount of time, or if you do not like the decision, you can file a state grievance appeal, which would go to the ODRC's main office, Roger Wilson's office. Then he has so much time to respond back to you. And I understand that a lot of times it does not come back in our favor, more so than not. If you make copies of the informal grievances and stuff, please send us a copy at 1141 Oakwood Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43206. Address it to Fair Treatment Reform and Reentry, or feel free to email it to us at fairtreatmentreform@gmail.com. The state will not tell you what you can and cannot do. They're supposed to inform the inmates at orientation. I am I am not sure if they are doing that or not. And I do not suggest just to file a grievance for the sake of filing a grievance, especially for those that has to see the parole board. Make sure it is worthy to grieve. Um, and I'm not talking about if somebody calls you a name or anything, but if you're really being harassed by an officer, if you're not receiving proper medical, um, grieve it. We want you to. Um, but a lot of the grievances people are filing for minor stuff is not going to help, and they're not going to do anything about the real tiny stuff. And if, like I said, if you have to see the parole board, you have to be careful that you don't abuse that power, with the grievance, because you do want to get a parole, and the parole board will look at the grievances. But at the same time, you don't have a choice for some cases where you have to file the grievances. We have some people that's saying file a grievance for this, file a grievance for that. I'm not telling you that because I don't believe that's the proper thing to do. But we need to use common sense on what we file it on. And, just like a lot of people say, the parole board decisions is not appealable. They want you to believe that, but that's not really true. Um, they say you're supposed to have new evidence to bring to the parole board. Anybody that gets time, I would appeal it no matter what, even if you don't like the outcome. What do you have to do? Lose. Appeal it. And we're trying to force people at the ODRC and at the institutions to do what is right. But if without support, without people standing with us, that's not going to change. So we have to have you good folks stand with us. Stand with us at our protests. Join us at our conferences and our meetings. And when it comes to our proposal to legislation regarding to force the parole board to do what is right by putting them under guidelines, Stand with us. Come to Legislative Day. Send emails on our behalf, phone calls. A lot of that stuff will be coming forward to you shortly after Beverly finishes up the final draft of our proposal. And unite with us so that change can occur. We understand there's a lot of corruption going in our institutions today. And a lot of it is just about money, not about human lives. And that's what's really sad. There's not one life that is not valuable. I know a lot of people want to say, well, he did this, he did that. I mean, that's why Christ died on the cross for those that believe that. It's not to choose and pick who's worthy. That's not our job. It's important to hold people accountable. That I agree with. And it's also important to have compassion for the victims, which we do. Our number one goal is no new victims. So we need to stand together. We need to utilize the proper grievance procedures. We need to utilize our skills for change. Folks, it's coming down to you and I. And let's share the mission of this group out. If you are able to make a small donation of any amount, please go to our website, www.fairtreatmentreformandreentry.org. Again, that is www.fairtreatmentreformandreentry.org, or call us at 614-404-4924. Thank you, everyone.